Приветствую всех любителей интересного геймплея. Продолжаем с вами. Проходить диско Elysium. Достигли лимитов прокачки навыка, наркотики повышают лимит, но они вредны для здоровья. Как интересно. Кстати, мы сейчас как раз этим и займемся. Будем достигать лимита прокачки навыков. Так, подлагивать чуть-чуть. Может, эмпатию качнуть? Ну, это, наверное, вообще прикол. Очки навыков 1 штучка. Визуальный анализ я бы, кстати, раскачал. Хотя, наверное, знаете что? Дождемся, да? Подходящего момента. Откройте мусорный бак. Писькомеренье. Осмотрите тело жертвы. Смотрите тело, висящее на заднем дворе. Танцы в тряпье. Это предварительный осмотр. Нужно всего лишь побороть рвотные позывы, подойти поближе. Подожди, надо еще ближе подойти. Вы заместите ущерб, найдите сигареты, покурите, найдите свое удостоверение. Кто позвонил в участок, чтобы сообщить? Спойте под караоке, найдите свой пистолет. Так, готово. Что у нас там? Да, немного готово. Я еще думаю, может позвонить, сказать, что я пистолет потерял. Можешь не говорить. Что у нас? Ладно, сейчас со всеми потом поговорим. Пойдем осмотрим тело. Блин, этот пацан меня реально выбесил вчера. Вот этот вот. Так, давайте. Стойкость легендарная. Нажать нос, попытаться сдержать ротную. То есть вот это надо нажать. Неудача.
It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected, more fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Второй вариант был попытаться уйти.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it. The hangover is clearly making these worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Нашатырный спирт прочищает разум. Не нужен мне нашатырный спирт. Ну ладно, хорошо.
There is fruit nearby, east of the hostel. They usually have a small apothecary. If they don't...
Но если нет, указывает на
There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the whirling in rags. If she works here, she might have something for the smell.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Белые проверки недоступны, заблокировано. Чтобы открыть эту белую проверку, потратьте очки навыка на стойкость. Так, отвернуться. Что у нас в заданиях? Осмотрите тело жертвы. Добудьте у садовницы или в магазине фрите нашатырный спирт. Это упростит дело. Ага. И платок лейтенанта? 2,50 он стоит? Желтенький. Окей. Потом, да, вот так, куна. Что это значит, интересно, куна? Вот явно садовница. Тачка заполнена тающим снегом. Надпись на указателе: нахер полицию. Долой мусоров. Название улицы разобрать невозможно.
The RCM in Martinez.
Эрго,
What can I help you with?
ты удивлена?
We don't see a lot of police around here. That's all.
Так, есть
Of
вопросы?
course. What can I help you with?
Нахер полицию, это что?
Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Эмпатия. Ну, не понимаю. Я не понимаю. Сказать на знак.
Oh. Well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
Дало мусоров, что это еще за мусора?
I don't know anything about that either. As I said, I didn't write it.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police. It's not loving.
Не мусор, а свинья. Пик. Здесь они мусоров свиньями называют. И имеет негативную
No
коннотацию.
need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Не говорили, что это
Okay. Well, I didn't.
откидывается назад, расслабившись. Это может быть нашатырь.
Sure. I'm done with it.
Конечно, мне, пожалуй, хватит. Он достает небольшую капсулу из кармана, на груди протягивает себе.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Так, а
Since the street signs messed up? Okay. What do you need?
что на севере, на востоке, что на юге, что на западе. Ну, пока не
No
надо.
problem. Of course. I won't hold you back.
Вытирает лоб рукой в канаречно-желтой перчатке.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have a dead body to deal with after all.
Ага, еще кое-что. Можно одолжить твои перчатки.
Sure. Keep them. I have another pair.
Это кто мне подсказал? Внутренняя империя. Да, конечно, она без тени раздражения протягивает тебе резиновые перчатки. Можете оставить, у меня есть еще. Отлично. Ну, бежим. Мое первое дело. Опа-на. Так, что у нас тут? Добудьте у садовницы. Подожди. А что тут? Осмотрите тело, висящее на заднем дворе. Нет никаких под этих. Тут тоже нет никаких. Ампула. Что это? Так, и как это использовать? Одежда. О, отдел. Что дает плюс одна техника? Желтые навыки. Ага. О, слушай, прикольно. Это интеллект, да? Потом что там у нас идет? А, пси, физ, моторика. Угу. Я буду в перчатках гонять, что мне? Как это использовать? А, в руку вложить. Вот. Чуть не получилось. Ключи, патроны. В активном инвентаре. Ампул с нашатыренным спиртом. Достаточно просто иметь его. А, брать в руки. Его не обязательно брать в руки, чтобы использовать. Достаточно просто иметь его в инвентаре. Окей, давай.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that. The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once.
Ух, с нашатыренным спиртом становится только хуже.
The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Так. Телефон включил, прошу прощения. Но только поначалу, когда ты заканчиваешь, блевать, твои щеки мокры от слез. Мокрые от слез. Нашатырный спирт вообще не помог. Кажется, я больше не хочу быть полицейским. Ну, поехали.
Nor does the wind right now.
Ритмично похлопывать тебя по
The
спине.
weight is reassuring, like a crenel on solid fortification. Pat, pat, pat.
Хлоп. Джаз приободряет тебя.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Так, абстинентный синдром. Ухудшает, в общем, мое состояние. Почему не могу удержать это в себе? Я же всю жизнь проработал копом. Дерьмо собачье, я больше не хочу этим заниматься, не хочу быть полицейским. Мы не можем заняться чем-нибудь другим. Может, раскроем какое-нибудь другое дело. Продолжай без меня, я не могу сдерживать эти позывы.
No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help. You need to get your shit together.
Вам нужно собраться. Да я не буду ныть, короче, давайте уже закончу. Я не хочу собираться, хочу быть тряпкой. Блин, не, ну можно, конечно, пойти по этому пути. Но я и так уже собрался.
No, it's not, officer.
Увы, но нет.
We should go
Хорошо.
talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes.
Нужно пойти поговорить
It's pretty
с
bad right
местными.
now.
Пока ветер не переменится. Сейчас он очень усложняет задачу. Ага, то есть
You've gained a
попозже.
thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Особые бонусы и
Give it
эффекты.
half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Погуляем полчасика. Полчасика, 11:30, ну до 12. Себя в руки, а затем мы вернемся, чтобы попробовать снова. Окей, так, что там по мыслям? Бомжекоп. Тряпка собирательства. Ты тряпка. И это не к лицу ни полицейскому, ни человеческому существу в целом. Тряпке надлежит прежде всего собраться, привести в порядок эту мягкую, расхлябанную массу, чтобы вывести себя из состояния тряпки. Собери яйца в кулак и держи не менее 30 минут. В кулаке, в общем. Время исследования 30 минут как раз. Тряпки 30 минут. А потом сделай нечто подобное с полушариями своего мозга. Поговори с людьми, вдруг поможет. А где у нас вот это? Бомжекоп. Так, усвоить. А вот она рядом усваивается, смотри. Бомжекоп 49%. Интересно. Ну, окей, посмотрим. Поехали, получасовая тряпка. С мыслями сейчас поработаем. Прикольная механика. Я качаюсь таким образом. Давайте вернемся. Там вроде с этим можно какие-то ключи у нее, что ли, попросить. Кстати, мадам, с этой мадам мы не разговаривали.
Hello, sweetie.
Лена, жена криптозоолога. Здравствуйте, зайка. Пожилая женщина с улыбкой поворачивается к тебе.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Стоп, кто зайка? Кто это тут зайка? Все вам нравлюсь? Кто зайка?
Why, you are, officer.
Какой я зайка? Взгляните на меня. А может и правда? Да.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
Нашел себе зайку в пару. Может быть, только что нашел.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides.
Your advances haven't thrown her off one bit. In another place and time, she would have probably welcomed your attention.
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Она смотрит на тебя поверх очков и улыбается. Глаза ее блестят.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Скорее ее вербуй. Вы, похоже, в кресле. Да, покатаем вместе. Заметили вы, но я не знаю, где и что делает. Да и вообще ничего не знаю. Зайке нужны денежки, зайкам дают денежки. Вряд ли он нам даст денег. Покатаем
Whatever do
вместе.
you mean?
Чем-то приглашаю вас стать моей напарницей и ездить на кресле, убирать трупы из задних дворов, ловить серийных убийц. Покатаем самокрутки, ломает без курева. Ну давай,
Oh,
кстати.
no. I haven't smoked in years.
Ну у нас есть задание покурить, может быть она сигаретку бы дала. Бумаги для самокруток или хотя бы какой-нибудь сигарет. Чё не курить? Курить круто. Курить круто. Курить не круто. Что не курить, курить круто. Так, и правильно, курение это тупо. Мне бы тоже бросить.
Quitting smoking is one of the best things you can do for your health, officer.
What are you talking about? Smoking is one of the last remaining pleasures of this world. Trust me, there's not much out there for you.
Но брошу я не сегодня. Это часть моего крутого образа.
I'm sure it lends you a roguish charm, sweetie.
Похоже в
Yes,
кресло.
dear. I'm a paraplegic.
Параплегия.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
И у нас тут есть ответ. Гранаты, вы воевали. Хотя это нам энциклопедия сказал. То есть мы тут втроем, что ли, разговариваем? Но она-то не слышит про эти гранаты. Ну, извинимся.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway.
То есть она знает, о чем мы думаем.
There is no bitterness in her
Granate.
voice. She accepted the curiosity her condition inspires a long time ago.
Угу. Зайке нужны денежки
Oh,
тогда.
sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
If she could, this woman would feed and clothe you and every other sad, lost person on this earth.
Что такое получка? Внушение. Надавить ей на жалость. Типа сейчас займем у нее +2. Ты понимаешь, Ленин идеализм. В смысле, когда я начал понимать Ленин идеализм? Это где-то здесь в диалоге произошло? Успех. Ну ладно, у меня тут 83%.
Your deportment remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
Роняешь скупую мужскую слезу. Очень стыдно о таком просить, но я совсем сдержался.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn, just to tide you over.
Из слева кармана куртки золотой значок роняет тебе в ладонь.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
У него есть значок.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green banner at the bottom reads, Sam Baptiste, Summer 31, Dinghy Races.
Что такое заложить? Где мне заложить значок? Подвести итоги. Подвести. Обещаю выкупить его обратно, как только найду деньги. Угу. Ну, давайте тогда пообещаем.
It's not an ancient family heirloom or anything, but I suppose it would be nice to get it back.
Про ваш значок.
I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket.
Решил его не закладывать. Еще раз благодарить. Отдать значок.
Of course, dear. I just wish I could have done more.
Так, не уверен.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Я так упился, что в прямом смысле потерял память. Надеюсь, вы правы, надеюсь. Не, давай, я преувеличиваю, забудь, что я наговорил. Не, я так
Oh
упился.
my. You know where we are, right?
Ну, в Ревашоле. Правда, не знаю, в каком-то клоповнике, да? В зоне боевых действий на краю света, в загробном мире. Мы умерли и стали призраками.
Now.
Склоняет голову и смотрит на тебя снизу вверх с материнской заботой. Склоняет голову. Смотрит снизу вверх.
We are alive in a hostel called the Whirling in Rags. And the Whirling itself is in the city of Revachol.
Долю с маком я знаю про Ревашоль. Что это за место?
How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days.
Повисшь в тишине, она разглядывает твое лицо. Ты верно выглядишь совсем потерянным.
Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes?
Угу. 973. 51-й. Близится конец времен. Плохой год для человека хорошо так. За 40 лет. Все понял. Или уже за полтос. Я не знаю даже, сколько мне лет. Да это не
That's
важно.
right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Бля, это вот потому что
Her
хорошие
relief is
ответы.
palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders.
Расслабила плечи.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government?
Хочется решить диктатуру пролетариата. Но что-то подсказывает, что это не так.
Oh, sweetie. It's really not. There used to be people who thought that way. Other people who wanted those things, but they all went extinct. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly no dictatorship of the proletariat.
Подконтрольная зона управляет альянс иностранных сил под названием коалиция.
But they still have cops.
Oh dear, this is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Ну что, как я справился с заданиями?
You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places. Reality, in a word. It's very odd.
Надо было с ней, конечно, по-другому поговорить.
A sigh.
Теперь я это
The
понимаю.
lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much.
Ну, прикольная игруха. Уже думаю о том, как ее второй раз пройти. Я не буду
Someone
ничего
more
спрашивать.
educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
Так, что она говорила? Так что я бы не переживал особо. Кто-то, кто лучше образован в системных вопросах, может спроси лейтенанта.
I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez.
Богатого, у богатых хорошее образование. Хотя откуда богатому взяться в Мартинезе? Мне пора
Of
чалить.
course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Так, у нас появились новые задания. Осмотреть тело жертвы. Выберите и завершите мысль. Тряпка собирательства. Полчаса уже прошло. Верните Лене значок. Узнайте всю правду о реальности. Понятия не имейте, где находитесь. Лена советует вам поспрашивать окружающих, чтобы они побольше рассказали вам о мире. Может, стоит поговорить с кем-нибудь богатым, богаче образованные люди. И... Так, это она нам дала... Ручка с доброй зеленой обезьяной. И вот этот значок 31. Сен-Батиста 31 года. Он такая лучится теплыми воспоминаниями. И у нас готова мысль. Тряпка собирательства. 63, подожди, куда? Они, кстати, законнектились. Или что-то типа того. 10 минут еще.
Can I help you?
Кстати, собираюсь спеть здесь под караоке. Мусорный бак.
No, it belongs to the whirling in rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
Риторика.
Prod at him and find out.
Какое-то интересное ощущение наш герой заметил. Это не бессердечно, даже объедки прятать от бедняков. Нам нужны ключи от бака. Что если я сам бомж? Или скоро им стану? Буду копаться в мусоре. Ты меня пусть? Ты меня не пустишь.
Yes.
Не пущу. Фавор с голоду. Ну, да я тоже не пустил. Дай человеку удочку.
Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having financial trouble, but it's not this establishment's problem.
Не бессердечно даже объедки прятать.
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The whirling in rags is not special in that regard. What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Надеемся на ваше сотрудничество.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Ну,
Absolutely out of the question.
в смысле исключено.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit.
Все в клочья. Насчет денег. Я кое-что увидел в танцах. Хочу об этом
What
поговорить.
thing?
Знак. Там написано, что столовая зарезервирована.
Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
He hates the union, but grudgingly recognizes its power over him. So he's directing his frustration at you instead. Retaliate.
Парируй. Авторитет. Жаль. Что, чтобы не разориться, тебе приходится присмыкаться перед профсоюзом. Не парировать. Ты выше никчемных провокаций.
I don't. I'm simply providing a service, or really facilitating the offering of services to paying customers, and it doesn't matter. I don't have to explain myself to you.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
Угу.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
У меня есть ордер на обыск. Мне хочется кушать.
He wasn't pan-fried, he was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
Угу.
What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Скорость реакции что-то сработала. Кстати, к этим расспросам стоит вернуться, если потом увидишь в танцах еще что-нибудь интересное. В танцах еще кое-что. Окей. Мысль готова. Собственно, пора переваривать.
Bizarre scientific news from Rivershoal West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
В данный момент неизвестно, обратим ли этот процесс. Бонусы. Стойкость. Все белые проверки разблокированы. Стойкость. Лимит улучшения повышается до 4. Она теперь здесь заняла место, да? Тряпка собирательства. А что мне с другими-то мыслями делать? Ну, может быть, я потом их заменить смогу. А, забыть. Решение. Окей. Посмотрите тело жертвы снова. Белая проверка разблокирована, но... Как мне это, блин, поможет? Я пока не понимаю. Это что такое? Здоровье, нозафет. Самое оно, чтобы не умереть тут. Драки с пацаном. Блин, я-то сейчас, наверное, полезу просто дальше тыкать это тело. В результате какого-то сильного тектонического воздействия тротуар треснул. Я не успел прочитать. Какие-то люди.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Когда лейтенант не будет рядом. Здесь можно время коротать. Может, какое-то морское чудовище напало на эту площадь. Повреждения могли появиться в результате землетрясения. Две мысли возникли.
This post-Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized with graffito. A closer inspection reveals 2 bullet holes in the front.
Нах, пошел ящик пнуть. Погладить, пнуть. Ёп, минус хп, что ли?
There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick the Levantourier mail collection box. It sounds betrayed, in disbelief even. Your toe has suffered
Да
damage.
ладно.
It hurts.
Зачем так больно бить? Палец явно поврежден больно.
Cool. You really showed that mail collection box.
Это бы здорово. Потереть палец. Ты как думаешь? Думаешь, это было здорово?
I don't.
He must see the box as the weaker of the two, and you as a bully. Something he doesn't stand for. The mail collection box has no faith in your psychopathic manipulations.
Ну да, теперь он мне не верит, ящик. Эх, тут, наверное, можно было подлечиться или мораль повысить. Ладно, нельзя быть таким злым. Надо все-таки выбирать. Так, ну и что у нас тут? Книги продаются? Книга о культуре Баядейро. Свободе что-то не успел прочитать. Про будущее. Читает твои мысли с помощью радиотехнологии. Книга не очень понятна, о чем она, да это не имеет значения. Книга про паштеты. Что там? С кем она разговаривает? Пьянчушка, это моя любимая. Моя коронка, походу. Сломал платный бинокль. Линия отверстия от пули. Слышишь крики морских птиц? О, прикольно, карта открывается, да? Есть у него вообще какая-то карта? Да, Хэнгетмен. Подвешенный человек здесь. Электрохимия зеркала. Повешенные следы. Что за следы? Нагромождение извечнита. Отпечатки подошв пули. А, в пыли. Зеркало. Опасно. Энциклопедия опасно. Средний. А, это... когда я что-то подниму, наверное, да? Можно будет вернуться. Это рядом с заданиями. Это опять они, да? Это другие какие-то подростки. Где это я взял монет? Желтый полиэтиленовый пакет Фрита. Активный инвентарь, чтобы собирать тару на улице. А, понятно. Там где-то бутылки. Что-то не разговорчиво. Разбилось окно, обратитесь к Тибосу за новым. У меня как раз разбилось окно. Северный объезд. Жилой комплекс Кейпсайд. Причал Мартинеза. Бинокль, да,
This
еще?
coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible.
Вандализм. Покачать головой. Бедный маленький
The metal
бинокль.
feels cold and wet under your palm. It looks unhygienic.
Probably some kids.
A simple but clever solution to ruin in a coin-operated viewer. It took ingenuity. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onug, written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards.
Буквы У и К развернуты задом наперед. Ну, Куна, окей. Настроить резкость на заднем.
Under the graffito, a sea of blues and greys appear. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Around the large wooden building you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small tent set up on the ice. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside. Then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary.
Ну, пока не буду. Надо хоть немного сдвинуться с места. А, тут не пройти? Нет, тут пройти, спокойно. Спокойно все тут пройти. Это что такое? Чайка? Баклан. Безразлично к твоему приближению. Нифига себе. Не испугался, да? Не, прям вообще тут где хочу, там хожу. А, попалась.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Ты же спишь?
Pigs come to take me out, trying to snuff me out.
Заменец, что ты взяла?
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
А, все свалило.
Trying to sneak up on me again, trying to snuff me out. Get away.
Не хочет разговаривать. Что такое? Боевой дух. А, магний. Просто бабки собираем. Сколько у меня там уже? 2,69, неплохо. Если снег не растает, вряд ли он кому-то понадобится.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
Тут курит там что ли или что?
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Прохладу и рубашка расстёгнута. Ну да, да, он вообще. Чем ты шепчешь? Такое ощущение, что у тебя уже проблемы. Поздно, юноши, проблемы сами тебя нашли.
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Нет проблем, договорим в другой раз. Ага, ну смотри, он не хочет, чтобы кто-то видел, как мы разговариваем. Блин, ну я вот не знаю, я бы все натыкал в этих играх. Я люблю тыкать все.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
На соседнего.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Как тебя зовут? Похоже, что тут открывается хороший вид на задний двор кафе. А можешь что-нибудь сказать о повешении? Говорим позже. Либо мне это бонус даст. Ладно, поговорить позже, и чтобы это не скомпрометировать его.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Эти внушения 58%. Отпустить его, блин.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tears and begging. Show him your emotional side. Throw yourself before his very feet like a dog.
Че ты ходишь до слез мне? Не уходи, прошу, я брошу пить. Я буду выносить мусор, только умоляю, не бросай меня. Блин, да, можно какие-то другие ответы?
Trash?
Please don't go. I'll even stop smoking inside.
Listen, I really have to go.
Бросил сигарет.
There it goes. Wasted. You would have gotten at least a few good drags out.
Почему у него сигарет не попросили?
Good luck with the investigation.
He's gone.
Ушел. Лейтенант убирает свой блокнот и поворачивается к тебе.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
Сдаемся, значит, ты прав.
He could be a witness. We shouldn't rule out the possibility.
По меньшей мере исключить такую возможность. Не исключать?
There has to be a way of getting inside the building. Once we've found a way in, we can ask around for his apartment.
Что-то везде пулевые отверстия какие-то. Скорость реакции риторика. Оранжевая бомжовская шапка. Надо одеть. Здоровье. Так, где там? О, ништяк вообще. Что там? Риторика плюс 1? А, минус. Риторика минус, скорость реакции плюс. Надо оно мне? Нафиг риторику. Инструменты. Прикольно. Курильщик на балконе. Найдите способ попасть в большой многоквартирный дом на севере. Ну, я так не могу, да?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
3% концептуализация. Это белой проверкой можно будет выбрать снова. А, и можно будет выбрать снова. Когда я подкачаюсь, да? Невозможно.
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
Стена как стена.
So many walls all over Martinez, weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Где-то тут что-то лежало. То есть... это я пакет взял. Сдавать бутылки, что сейчас буду? Я пакет вставил, тут появились новые предметы. Прикол. Слушай, ну давайте собирать. Отойди. Ты не видишь, что ли? Лейтенант, пластиковая тара. Ну, с таким успехом он скоро закончится. Куда сдавать-то только? Очистить мусор. Город от мусора. А, тут дофига, смотри. Как кнопку взять? Все, пробел. Офигеть, тут можно набрать.
Yes?
Да я тебя вообще. Не об этом речь. Отойди, ты на бутылке стоишь. Не видишь, что ли?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
Говорить мужчина партнеру. Ныть о своей спине каждый раз, когда нужно достать рулетку.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Ладно, все ясно, время шаров.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
О, координация. Ну, хоть где-то я пригодился. Сначала я за ними понаблюдаю. Можно вас на минуточку, уважаемые. Не вмешиваться. Давай координацию.
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter, you'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen. The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity. The man ball is ready. A chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball.
Бля, заглядывайся внутрь себя. Давай.
An embodiment of pure motion, a fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency. Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Стань пулей. Да, ну нафиг. 83% было.
Merde! Bordel de merde! What the hell is your problem?
30. Не так? Блин, я не узнал правила.
I don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. It's so goddamn disrespectful. You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
Пятью булями. Пей танк. Я думал,
Well, it
пока не
damn well
играл.
isn't. It's pétanque. You ruined a pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Должен нам чертов буль. Ну, мяч, шар. Стараюсь все исправить, принять задание. Отказаться от задания. Принять задание.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven when men at least try to right their wrongs. I believe you will try. Now, why did you approach us? Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely. In Martinez, the union is the law. So can you really blame them? Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets. If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Ну, пойдем. С этим можно отдельно поговорить. Я начал с
I
этого.
have really outdone myself. This is divine.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston. More padding on that fat ass of yours. I hope your heart gives out.
René, it's a little pleasures. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
Единственное, который у тебя есть. Да, хотя вкусно. Я думаю, может, я подхиляюсь от его сэндвича, а может, он мне сейчас порожит даст.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
О, нифига тут риторика нужна. Закинул буль в море. -1. Что знаешь о
Let me
мертвеце?
think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really.
Ну ладно.
Of course, officer.
Пока все. Огромные були, шары достойны настоящего мужика. Були. А, кстати, бутылки не забираем. Ой, не забываем. Что мне с ними делать только с этими бутылками? Вон тут еще куча бутылок. Я чищу город, блин. Реально, это все можно собрать. Прикольно. Можешь пацану отдать. Так, пойдем, вроде как открыть можно теперь.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid is with a well-oiled crack. The lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobo Cop. Dive into that dumpster for extra content. There is, but you won't like it. Sweat forms on your brow. Your hand is still on the lid. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see
Зароемся
milk,
еще.
an egg rest with one broken egg in it, some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Кажется знакомым.
You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this. No, searching for evidence in the trash. Good practice for dumpster diving. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Давайте сразу нырнем,
Wow,
может.
an Armistice caliber 50 knock cannon. Half wrapped in paper tissues. So shiny.
Чего? Ружье? Где не вижу?
Never mind. Look at that fat string of archipelagon pearls snaking amidst the banana peels. And is that Cordon Electric's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. We're talking 12,000. Easy. Unless you're into hi-fi yourself.
Да это в смысле? Меня ключ начало.
That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. There's just food waste and crisp wrappings. All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Антиквариат. Ну, забрать. Снова переключать внимание на мусор.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Джинсы.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Трупный запах.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
Черный пластиковый пакет с надписью «Улики».
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Растительная жижа.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. Just garbage.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container. It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Почерк мужской.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Мгм.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
На районы по участкам РГМ у вас был даже бланк для отчета по осмотру тела. К планшету прилеплена жалкого вида бумажка.
If you don't mind me asking, How did this get in the trash?
Портил мой стиль. Невеликая резня. Мне кажется, я не хотел больше быть копом, поэтому выбросил его. Кто-то из танцев выкинул его. Не знаю, это скучно. Мне кажется, я не хотел больше быть копом.
His eyes express a rare condolence. Then he picks it up.
Lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Взаимодействовать.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Удар в гонг. Так, а что там? Вы можете взаимодействовать с некоторыми найденными предметами, такими как, например, журнал. Чтобы изучить свои записи, откройте вкладку «Взаимодействовать» в инвентаре.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Ну, нашли все, что было можно. Снова открыть крышку.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong.
Ну окей. Let's go. Куда нажать? Готовые есть. Вот взаимодействие. Это что такое? Кружка. Желтый человек, чтобы изучить предмет, используйте кнопку взаимодействовать в инвентаре. Взаимодействовать.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Кожура.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you. Below the pathetics, terror. Do not look into its blue heart. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Оставить это клево. Может быть, это
If you
бумажно.
want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue. It's not though. It's toilet paper. Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Нюхать журнал, смотреть планшет.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. All RCM vehicles have headlights designed to reveal halogen watermarks. Mine too.
This means you can read the watermarks. if you just turn the lights on.
Время час. Именно
It
данные.
depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking. It'll have that.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight. They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
На самом деле, нашли эти записи, я теперь почти уверен, что мы и пистолет найдем. Освещение изменилось.
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
2 дела в неделю. Мне нужно официально открыть дело. Я изучался. Не, давай дальше.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
Чреват небрежностью и ошибками.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
Я совсем выгорел. Отличный бодрый темп.
I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Давай, Ким.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Чё? Я тоже, по правде говоря, почти все в РГМ его используют. Титулярный.
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
В узком кругу. Квадратном
Again,
кругу.
in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Для собственного
I pray
развлечения.
his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish.
Изложить в письменном виде. То есть новое дело открыть.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Повешенные демоны ярости живут в зеркалах. Заходящее солнце, говно на палке. Давай, демоны.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest. I'm not experiencing the internal strife that refers to. And also, could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name. Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper, some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
Что я вообще тут делаю? Есть типы, испорченный журнал. На обратной стороне несколько листов тонкой полупрозрачной бумаги. Некоторые из них неоново-желтые, другие ярко-красные. Все они заполнены стройными рядами прямоугольных ячеек. Похоже на официальные бланки, которые только и ждут, чтобы их заполнить. Ага. Потом оторвали и передали в соответствии с типом бланка. Какие есть типы? 3. Штрафы, повестки, отчет о вскрытии на месте. В бланке указана дата и время, в котором лицо надлежит, понятно, и за нарушение, за неявку.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
Мертвецам вскрытие на месте. Так, еще раз. Вскрытие на месте. Дюжина листов тонкой ярко-красной бумаги. На них графы с параметрами покойного человеческого существа, которое нужно заполнить, возраст, пол, состояние внутренних органов.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look into it. With your hands, you four-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board. The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just, you know. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. 2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there too.
Писи нахер, ублюдок, это с кем вообще?
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand.
Это от бывшей жены. Я умер, что ли?
There is nothing. Again. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me. Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy. Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
Была бывший кто-то там.
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing. Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem. There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause. You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Oh, but you are. They're pouring something on you. Something in you.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness. In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket, the air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
Должен спросить тебя то же самое. Выгоревшие руины своего прошлого, лейтенант. Подвести итоги, подвести итоги, подвести итоги.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to. 10 minutes, maybe.
Вылезать из мотокареты.
That does sometimes happen.
Журнал неудач и ненависти. Можно было по-другому назвать.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed? Good.
0 очков, тут 5.
The ledger of failure and hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Минус 2 авторитет, эмпатия, внутренняя империя. Вот так я теперь буду бегать. Эмпатия минус 2. А, эмпатия плюс 1, авторитет минус 2. Что там авторитет, если будет минус? А, они все, да? А, нет, вот это плюс 1. Плюс-минус. Плюс-минус, плюс. Плюс. Блин. Ну, внутренняя империя, эмпатия. Ну да, забьем на авторитет пока. Зачитайте. Сначала дойдите до кинемы и включите фары. Забыть самообладание минус 1. Бонус от предметов. Бомжикоп минус 1. Бомжикоп? Еще не готово? Так, окей.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
И я поворачиваю, вы нажимаете запуск.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage. The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl. The lights unfold with a little click, casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
A metallic
Да, хотел
drawer
покопаться
slides
в
out
ящике.
from under the seat and clicks into place. The tools inside are neatly organized.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
He's clearly a little protective of his tools. But what can you do? Work is work.
Фонарик. Болторез. Монтировку. Давай
The
монтировку.
pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, heavier than you'd think. Useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. The handles are long and sleek. Snap, snap, go the cutters in your hand. You can do good work with these. Cut chains, locks, and ropes, especially belts. It's robust, weatherproof, and well-made. Police issue, blue. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Preheater gauge casts a warm glow on the steering levers, and the radio on the white suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
This is the Caprice Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox and the radio if you'd like.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with a motor carriage. A dark lump rises in your throat. Nothing, nothing. It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
Yes, sorry about that. The Caprice Kinema does have a rather distinctive engine sound.
He says it with very badly concealed pride.
The Caprice motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes.
But this is different. This is a sports model.
You're right. I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective? Oh, I guess it's not for everyone.
Угу.
No, I'm afraid not. We have a murder case on our hands, remember?
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Пока не хочу никому звонить. Так, у нас второе очко повышение уровня. Не то я выбрал. Подожди, вернусь. Все, полицейская волна, забей. Логика. Сейчас пойдем. Так, тут у нас что? Болторез, фонарь. Тут готовые дела. Пойду к зеркалу подбегу. Подожди.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro perforations. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights. A rat brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry.
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here.
Ближе к верхнему краю. На участок побережья, выдающийся далеко в океан. Сраная дыра. Мило.
No, it does not.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows. The first row has 18 dots. Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet. The next is the longest. It runs all the way around the border, and then some. There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200. The last row has 3 perforations.
Так. Перфорация, короче, какая-то есть. 3.
That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look. The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Блин, это линия мегазвезды, короче, постоянно протянута. Думаешь, у меня есть хоть малейшее представление?
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? Fair point. Let's move on. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers. Call it what you want. You are a valuable member of your precinct. Now, let's look at the last row. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way. There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident.
Очевидно, что лейтенант на самом деле высокого мнения таких полицейских.
But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for. Yes.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Да, признается он в этом без труда.
Everyone has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others. Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab. The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Так, где статистика? А, вот она. Имя неизвестно, ранг неизвестен. Коп суперзвезда 0. Коп апокалипсиса. Жалкий коп 3. В смысле 3? 3 убийства? Нет, убито людей 3. Это другое. Коп зануда. Что за жалкий коп? Коммунист, фашист, ультралиберал, моралист, хороший коп, плохой коп. Честь, убито людей, раскрытое дело, годы службы, личное дело. Ну, так и висит, да, справа постоянно. Здесь карта у нас повешенный. О, добудьте копию карты города. До этого все было назад. Нормально. А, вот она, белая проверка. Визуальный анализ следы. Это где? А, мне надо карту, блин, найти, ё-моё. Так, а что у нас с мыслями?
Hobocop. Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows where the hobo part takes you? To the bar? The old L'Assommoir? To the pier or the sewers? To Le Royaume, where for 300 years they interred the dead. You could plunder royalist crypts for long-forgotten triple malt bourbon, then fight the Aramakan beast that lurks the bottommost sepulchres. The secrets of the city are all yours at last.
На карте отображаются коллекционные бутылки особой серии. Больше денег от продажи тары. Трепет. Лимит улучшения повышается до 6. Все, мы стали бомжекопом. Можно забыть. Опыт 10 из 100. 2 навыка нераспределенных. Где это? Вот здесь. Так. Пока я вообще не понимаю, как мне с ними совладать. Я пойду в зеркало на себя посмотрю. Я просто очень хорошо помню. Мне надо на себя в зеркало посмотреть. Только так, да? Заходи. Гостем будешь.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Блин, это вообще минус 10 инструмент должен быть в руках. Техника. Починить вентиль, ухватив болторезом, чтобы зеркало перестало запотевать от пара. Ага. Так, а мне недоступен инвентарь, да так. Ну вот это мне пока не... А это что дает? Авторитет минус.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Плюс 2, нет пара. Электрохимия. Заблокировано. Чтобы открыть эту белую проверку, потратить очко навыков на энциклопедию. Вот о чем. Наверное, не лучшая трата очков будет. Ну да ладно. А, 17%. Низкий шанс. Почему? Так. Что у меня тут? Пакет. Бомжи-копа. Тут у меня что? Карта. Так, это закроем. Сколько у меня очков? Одно. Убрать уже не могу. И это все... А, вот, опасно. В поисках источника, гримаса. Давай бахнем.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Окей. Электрохимия просто 3%, низкий шанс. Из чего это складывается? Ее можно будет выбрать снова. А как понять, что это белая или не белая проверка? Чтобы открыть эту белую проверку, потратить очки навыков на энциклопедию. Это еще раз. Это, ну, все равно слабый шанс на какие-то предметы сначала найти. Плюс 2 нет пары. Это белая проверка, ее можно будет выбрать снова. Наверное, потратив куда-то там очки в электрохимию. В электрохимию не хочу тратить очки. Энциклопедия 3. Энциклопедия 3 у меня. Почему у меня энциклопедия 3? А, у меня 2 своих. И максимум я до 4, да, могу довести. Ну и потом еще наркотики. Злые наркотики. Понятно. Ой, что такое? Что-то новенькое? Не смотреть на сломанную дверь в ванной.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
Глядишь на масштабы разрушения. Таков мой путь. Тут и творится волшебство.
No problem, officer.
За что дали очки? Он хотел бы уйти. Так это вообще диван.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Я здесь спать буду. Пойдем, я тебя с девушкой познакомлю. Где мой болторез? Подожди, а вот это... Никак открыть, да, не получится?
The door is closed.
Окей, добавили мы там куда-то. Куда мы там добавили? Энциклопедию. Ну ладно, пригодится. Пускай на минималках торчит. О, час. Пошли. Пахнет моющим средством и хвоей. Нифига себе, 1 реал забрал. Я скоро верну. Чуть осталось. Более помидоров.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Quebec. It must be his name. Garancy. Garancy Quebec. Sounds representative. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn.
Кажется, больше мне ничего не нужно. Оставайтесь маскулином. Так, все, мы даже ничего не поговорили.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue is for mystery. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side. Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. The door does not budge.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Кобальтовая синь.
Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side investigation.
Стороннего мини-расследования. Нет, дверь — это мега-расследование. Стерео-расследование.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Окей. Давай поговорим.
Can I help you? Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for. How strange. I certainly didn't put them there. Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my stuff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene. The trash collection service? CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road. Thank you anyway.
Да, я не буду фигню говорить.
Yes. Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk
Так, у нас
and
что-то
dust.
желтое, да? Сейчас выпадет.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Денег все равно нет пока. Новенький. Так, стоп, сначала
That
миссия.
sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Когда ты видишь на прилавке пятно сладкого черного рома, то вот это что ли? Час-два, давно время дерябнуть.
Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
Втайне все это время пробухло, думал. Стоит ли об этом думать? Кажется, пьянство не доводит меня до добра.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Слизнуть.
Calmly,
Слизнуть.
the lieutenant looks out of the window, then to you, licking the tasty rum stain off the counter, then out of the window again.
What are you doing?
Тут следствие.
We should move.
Так,
A real drink would go well with those cigarettes you're looking for. That's a great combination. Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type.
копотип. Стоп, есть какой-то коп.
Yes. Guess what's yours?
Крутой коп какой-нибудь. Коп при пушке. У меня нет пушки. Жалкий коп? Я, к сожалению, не уверен. Мне жаль, что вам пришлось за мной приглядывать.
Okay, just for the length of this short demonstration, please say something that isn't, I'm sorry. Guess. What is it?
Давайте жалкий.
Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on in here. Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, liquid shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go?
А другие копы типа не будут завидовать. Мне жаль, а он просил не извиняться. Ну, все знаешь, на самом деле мне не жаль. В жопу, это все остальные еще. Пожалеют.
Yes, yes. Impotent rage and lamentation. Let's wrap it up.
Ну, согласиться, через меня жаль.
No, you don't. Come on. You'll be back to saying sorry in 2 minutes. Stop wasting time and begin the repentance.
Блин.
Wow. Okay. Fuck off. Maybe we were wrong about you then.
Так, ладно. Все в мире завязаны на деньгах. И что? С ним не поговорить. Хоть он и зелененький. Тут не пройти. Так, сколько времени? 2 часа. Кто сложил одежду в мусор? У кого еще есть несанкционированный доступ к мусору танцев? Найдите этого человека, вы узнаете, кто подтасовал улики на месте преступления. На это может уйти некоторое время. Спросите Куна, знает ли он что-нибудь о том, как одежда жертвы попала в мусор. Ага. Тайные коридоры танцев, спиртное выпить. Блин, сигареты надо найти, спиртное. Все вместе, наверное, будем. Психомерение. Всему между участками. Спросить Кима об этом, когда закончится первичный осмотр тела. Смотрите тело жертвы. Первичный осмотр вроде мы уже кончили, да? Прочитайте свой журнал, найдите свои бумаги, сообщите о том, что потеряли удостоверение, возьмите показания, найдите второй ботинок. Джим, мы еще не закончили первичный осмотр жертвы? Сместите, найдите сигареты. Можно, блин, вот так вот сюда перенести? Сигареты, найдите свое удостоверение. Кто позвонил? Стойте, спойте. Пистолет. Лене значок вернуть, узнать свою правду, всю правду о реальности. Что тут надо сделать? Вы понятия не имеете, где находитесь. Лена советует вам какого-то богача расспросить. Может, это и есть богач? В эту ячейку профсоюза. Курильщик на балконе. Замените потерянный буль. Так. Что-то я не понял. Пойдем. Короче, опять к трупешнику, к нашему. Здесь мы в прошлый раз сознание потеряли. Ну давай. Куна.
Look, see? It's the fucking war pig! Try not to knock yourself out.
You belittled yourself before the Kuno. Now you must seek his forgiveness.
Ты находишься на месте преступления. Мне тут не нужны гражданские, которые отказываются подчиняться. Слушай, хочу помириться с Куна и компенсировать неудобства. Подыграть. Ну давай подыграем.
Fucking war pig!
Извиниться. Да, просто зараем топор войны. Это может оказаться очень ценной для меня информацией.
So that's what this is about. You need a snitch bitch. You need Kuno to be your sweaty little snitch bitch. You lost your shit in the booth, tried to beat a confession out of Kuno, and pissed yourself.
That's right, Kuno. You're right.
Такой вообще неуправляемый прям.
You better come up with a way to make Kuno forget you tried to fucking hit him, piggo.
Please don't waste time on nonsense.
The lieutenant does not approve of this at all.
Don't listen to the blind fuck, piggo. You're doing the right thing here, trying to get Kuno to like you again. You can pay tribute to Kuno with drugs, or cigarettes, or some wheels. Kuno could use some wheels. Motorized carriage shit.
Моткарета.
What are you doing?
Мне нужно помириться с Куна, для этого надо ему что-то предложить. Не хочу в это лезть.
No, you really, really don't. That is a 12-year-old boy. His opinion of you doesn't matter.
Ну это да, блин, ну у меня задание появилось.
You don't fucking matter, buckimp.
But why? You're turning this into a huge thing.
Ничего не знаешь об иерархии в мужских коллективах, Ким. Я теперь его сучка. О, блин. Так, можно, да, залезть, помириться с Куна. Вы пытались ударить Куна, но все закончилось полным провалом. Теперь вам придется с ним помириться, чтобы он поделился с вами информацией. Предложите ему что-нибудь, что может ему понравиться. Сигареты, книжку, человек из Хьемдаля. Книжку можно предложить.
You're totally unraveling, officer.
Все в порядке. Как только я разберусь с тем, являюсь ли сучкой Куна, все снова будет хорошо. Не ждать ответа лейтенанта. Давай за работу. Не переживай, лейтенант, все в порядке. Ну что, идем. Так, а что мне тут с этим-то делать?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
Собрался,
The
тряпка.
body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Жди. Керамические ботинки.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Сабатоны.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Полагаю, ВЕ означает стекловидную эмаль.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
Сотни маленьких пластин.
Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics. They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company, but that's just hearsay. Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful.
Информация, которую мне удалось собрать в участке. Отчет о Мартинезе. Уверен, вы сделали то же самое.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Такого обмундирования выглядит здесь неуместное. Потянусь за ботинок. Давай.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Лучше даже не пытаться. У меня будет вторая попытка? Давай.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
Она смотрит, как ты стоишь, зажав под мышкой ботинок.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Yes, that's what I said. You'll compromise the coroner's case if you do. So please, don't. What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
Леша, к моим подошли. Продвинутые вражеские технологии, мы должны изучить их. В этом ботинке могут быть улики, ну типа нога его. Ты рассказал, что они дорогие, я думал, их можно заложить, чтобы решить материальные вопросы. Если даже снимать ты их не хотел, просто хотел попробовать.
Try what exactly?
Я просто делаю безо всяких причин.
I don't think we should do anything just for the hell of it. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Техника подсказывает, что все-таки их можно заложить. Красть ботинки мертвеца, но это же так бесчестно. Да, честь дороже.
You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue? It is. It's expensive.
Линию на покрытые росой броне.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics. For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Кивнуть ботинком.
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
Доказательства просто украдем. Да, баблишка, значит, именно это.
It means disciplinary hearing.
The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter.
Sarcasm.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars. Alcohol and heartbreak.
Of no nation that I know of. If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination, last or penultimate century. Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure. I agree.
Согласен, сказал Ким. А Ким для меня дикий авторитет. Ну и специально к нам подослали.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Просушиваю его на холодном ветру. На листке полноцветное изображение, покрытое татуировками груди погибшего. Крутая техника. Зачем нам может понадобиться? Ну, крутая техника.
It is pretty cool, isn't it?
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Так, он отражает суть личности этого человека, по телосложению. Я предположил, что погибший был сторонником физического насилия. Через свое тело он пытается рассказать очень важную для него историю. Ну, это забей.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
Скручено.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch.
Я просто думаю, сейчас мы срезать уже будем его.
Industrial strength. The kind used for tying cargo to lorries.
Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town, and they tie a black-spotted giraffe to the wall of a carry pen.
На грузовиках мусорщики, может, его и подвесили.
Yes, it looks like they use whatever was on hand, paying no attention to not incriminating themselves. A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
С одной стороны, он указывает на пряжку, которая удерживает ремень на ветке. Они что, забрались наверх детской лестницы?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle. It's not merely polyester, it's steel reinforced. See these lines? This is where the wires run. I see rabbits for more than 20 strands. This makes getting him down much more problematic than I had assumed. I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes, motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
No. You feel like it was something else. But what?
We all are. This belt worries me.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors. Their dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Да, ну нафиг. Внутренняя империя, это белая проверка, ее можно выбрать снова. Внутренняя империя. Человек получал наслаждение в момент смерти. Мертвец.
I'm gone.
Повешенный с нами заговорил.
Maybe I was getting my rocks off. It's a mishmash, Copabolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from Messina speak like. No, my hair is too light a shade of brown. My eyebrows too. Trust your inner racist. Yeah, well, he seems to think I'm also a racist, since I have tattoos and a military body build. It's called profiling. Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
Да фиг его знает. Да нет, не знаю, нет.
Captain Coppadromo, I fear we are drifting away, fixating on sexuality again. Let's go with a simpler question. Maybe I was getting my rocks off. Do I look like an erotic Captain Coppadromo?
Okay.
I fear we are drifting away. Maybe I was getting my... Do I look Captain Coppadromo? I fear we are into the wild pale yonder. In the past, way out in the west.
Далеко-далеко на западе, что тебя уже нет, но кто ты? Противный достаточно.
I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer. Go ahead, Cobb. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Да, давай еще вопросы.
Coming right up, Copper Rooney. This is getting upbeat now. Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along. Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this? Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Тебе кажется, что губы мертвеца складываются в клоунскую улыбку. Лицо перед тобой медленно поворачивается.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
Так, ты чувствуешь это в прикосновениях воздуха к твоим рукам, холодного весеннего, такого успокаивающего. Давай ты противный.
Do I remind you of someone?
Никого младенца, страдающего арлекинизмом.
You sure we got out of that one, Coppellini? Because you have. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. Fuck no. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry. You might be onto something there. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my...
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Ну, описывает очень хорошо.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Я думаю, что он труп.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet, and his neck.
В руках и ногах, в области шеи. Он указывает на разбухший подбородок.
The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. That's what I think. There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Malicious laughter erupts in the yard. Sounds like seagulls.
Big said he's a...
The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
Не сработало, я все думаю, Акуна. Ну его вообще не пробить.
I agree. Totally dead.
Блин.
Absolutely.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and...
Of course. You come back later.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched. The material appears to be delicate and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. Possibly the cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. The hangman's knot. Like in a circus. When the circus leaves town and they tie a black spotted giraffe to the wall.
No. More like in harbor. Like the one just east of here. I get the sense they used whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting it. Someone else? You mean like the police?
Именно звони в полицию.
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective.
Oh.
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast. Yes, we do. Climb up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How? It absolutely will not, officer. That's not how physics work. It will maybe cut one thread loose.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Да, и я попробую. Помолчать, пусть сам решит.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Бумажный патрон.
Securing it in place. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
Интересно, куда пуля улетела?
He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Fucking idiot! Mukabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano class.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
Remain collegial, officer. It was an honest mistake, and I will not repeat it. No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
То есть без помощи не можем.
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
But what other options? The corpse...
We are not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to keep him up there, but to get him down.
How do you plan to get him down then? With social sensibility? Are you going to educate him down?
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever...
Yeah, take it, you fucking banani poika! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Весить.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
This isn't mere boundary pushing. There is a true suicidal rage in the kid as she's provoking you.
Направить пистолет на Куну.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Блин, координации очень мало. Может, качнуть сейчас ее прям. $42. Блин, я в тело попал. Это бред.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry! I knew it! What a mulko!
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
Зареветь.
The cadaver is already compromised bad enough. We don't have to make it worse.
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. There is silence.
Vittupa wants to fuck up again bad!
Да не, блин, дай еще раз выстрелю. Ты отсюда вообще никак. Это скучно.
I agree. Police work is overrated. It is trying and stressful. However, it is still our job to get the dead body down from the tree.
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot. It's your pig hands.
Pigs don't have hands. They have, like, fucking hooves or something.
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
Нам придется доверить Куну ваше стабильное оружие. Да давай, да,
The lieutenant does not dignify that with an answer. He snaps the button on his holster and says,
We still need to get him down somehow. The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too. From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
Чего? Подожди. Или можем попробовать найти какой-нибудь секретный проход?
To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Да эти детишки заколебали.
The leader of the Union. A dangerous and corrupt man, from what I hear. You don't want to owe him much.
Yeah? Don't go being someone else's bitches. You're Kuno's bitches.
Ну, вряд ли бы что-то вышло, если бы я направил пистолет на Куна. Это уже было поражение из поражений. Вот эти штучки можно снять вроде как.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Дебиловая проверка, потратить очки и навыков на восприятие зрения. Ну, можно, кстати, почему бы и нет. Восприятие мне рано или поздно пригодится, но оно вообще в целом... Где... Вот, восприятие. То есть, окей. Пускай будет. %58%.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid palette, easy on the eyes. It reveals no secrets at this time. An inconspicuous pile. It's nothing. Someone.
Нет. Так, туда тоже не пройти. Что у меня тут? Одна рука пуста, в другой журнал, типа он показывает. Так, а пакетик? Все равно пусто. Так, а тут есть бутылечки? Деньги-то надо, должок-то надо отдать все-таки. Ведро. В ведре, походу, бутылечки. Да я фиг знает, куда я бегу. Где тут магазин должен быть? Вот. Для Куна книжку еще. На обложке изображен очень мускульный мужчина, объятый языками пламени. На обложке этой книги роза, пистолет и полуобнаженная дама. Ты продаешь?
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
С пухлыми, раскрасневшимися щеками машет рукой, улыбается. Нос у нее тоже покраснел от холода. Здравствуй, закон, это я. В смысле, закон, это я.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
Это у вас тут за магазин. Можно задать несколько вопросов.
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling, but she's cold.
Погладить по голове, забей.
Kind of you to offer, sir.
What could you do to help her anyway?
Oh no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Горячий сок.
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
С голой жопой, банкротом.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
Довольно серьезно, наверное, мне стоит этим заняться. Прищурив глаза, ты смотришь сквозь щели в заколоченную доску витрине.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
Так, очков больше нет. Блин, вот эта тема, конечно, восприятие не помогло. Сейчас 4, да? Тут тоже 4. А, тут тоже 4. Вот это 3. А, это координация. Координация не помогла выстрелить, блин. Так и не снял. Да, хочу, да, на паузу поставить. Отойти. Большинство людей ложатся спать после 9 или немного позже. Ночью улица гораздо пустыннее. К 2 засыпают абсолютно все. Так, давайте в следующей серии продолжим. Еще ни разу не спали. Интересно. Блин, ну, конечно, интересная игрушка. Что ты знаешь о других разочаровавшихся заведениях? Блин, остановиться невозможно прям. Ну, да ладно, мы остановились. Все, прожмите лайки, поддержите прохождение. Всем хорошего настроения, скоро увидимся, пока.